Welcome to Bam Bam Rants, where we talk about a little bit of everything. I hope y'all enjoy these videos, and if you have a suggestion of a video you'd like to see, leave it in the comments. And like always, subscribe, comment, be interactive. Peace. And we are here with another episode of Bam Bam Rants. Unfortunately, this episode is going to be about Big Dummy, the shit stain of MRW, Derek Blunder. I could not agree more. But yeah, Derek Blunder, Officer Doofy, what other names are there? Big Dummy. His wrestling name was Big Country Eric Thunder. But I've got nothing nice to say about this piece of shit, so I'm just going to tell you the straight facts that led to the formation of the Midnight Mafia. If you need more information about the Midnight Mafia, I've made a video about that. You can go back and watch. But one thing I can say without a shadow of a doubt is Big Country was definitely a shit stain on MRW as a whole. And when I first met him, it had to be at the MRW show at the Madison County Rec Center. And I was asked to work him in his first match there. And I had no problems doing it. I'd done the job. You know, I counted the lights that night. But that's not my issue with him at all. What happened after that is the idiot started becoming a regular at MRW, and he finally somehow manipulated Jake Sanders, who was the owner, booker, head producer, all that good stuff of MRW. He finally conned him into letting him be the kayfabe general manager of MRW. But what Jake didn't know, and what a lot of other guys like Tow Truck had told Jake, is, hey, this guy's a mark for himself. He don't give a shit about putting anybody else over but himself. And that became real evident when one of my good friends and one of the toughest son of bitches I've ever been in the ring with in my life, Anthony Drox, who was super over at this time. Big Country, you know, being the mark for himself that he is, told Jake, hey, don't put the Revolution title on Drox because he's not over. He won't ever be anything more than a mid-carder for you, and I should do it. And Jake, being the naive idiot that he was at the time, even though I love Jake, I can call him an idiot and he not get mad. Hopefully he sees this. But that's not here nor there. But Big Country proceeded to put the belt on himself. And the guy was such a fucking mark for himself, he went to Walmart with the damn thing. And he thought he was a big deal of himself. He was a big deal of himself. And he's a fucking idiot. I'm probably going to say that more than one time. I mean, as this episode goes further, you're going to see why I think he's a fucking idiot. Well, fast forward about a few months later, he's got this GM position in his own mind. Which, you know, we're a fucking indie show. We don't have a GM. If you're not going to make the show, you text Jake. Jake was very easy to get a hold of. Just send him a text, hey Jake, I'm not gonna make it. No, no big deal. Well, I think I think at this time I was working a lot of overtime, working a lot of weekends, and I finally had a weekend off, and I wanted to spend some time with my wife. Well, I had told Jake probably about 4 or 5 days out because Jake didn't really write the show until the day of the show, and I was eating at Habanero's restaurant up here in Thompson, Georgia, with my wife when the big dummy sends me a text saying, "Hey, I want to know how come you're not at the show, and because this is the second or third show you've missed, I'm suspending you for 3 months." Like I really give a shit. I mean, I'm not getting paid to go out here and wrestle as it is, so you can't suspend somebody that you're not paying. And you know, he he pissed me off with that. He pissed me off when you know he tried burying Drox, and at this time Drox was with Ash and I believe it was Jackson Carter. They were DOA at the time. Jackson, I know you're going to see this. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Just comment, send me a text. I'm not hard to get a hold of, you know that. But then Jake decides me and him are going to run this little angle where after I come back, where he's going to talk trash about me and how my divorce was this and that. Wait, no. This was while I was going through my divorce. My bad. This is before I met my current wife. That I was that me and Jake done that angle, and Big Country was there talking about Drox wasn't over. Well, me and Jake do our little angle, which leads to a match between me and Drox, which is a first blood match. And me and Drox go out there and beat the piss out of each other. Crowds into it. The whole 9 yards. Well, I win the match. As soon as I walk back through the curtain, Jake and Dummy is right there at gorilla position. I looked at Jake. I said, hey, when it comes to Drox, he's fucking over. And I go about my business. Now we fast forward a few months later, and Country's politicking himself, and he's the new GM and all that shit. And I apologize for getting my dates mixed up. As I've told you guys a while back, I'm horrible with dates. I never wrote any shit down. Sorry. But when I come back the second time, it was to get Skira Corvus, who he was doing some kind of a weird scarecrow gimmick, and he had talked a bunch of shit about how he was a hardcore wrestler and all that. And, I don't categorize myself as a hardcore wrestler. I've done my majority of hardcore matches. I was good at them, which is a big oxymoron. But I came back and I done a hardcore match with him, and he fucking got over after that. Well, fast forward a little while later, Big Dummy's got his fucking ego inflated. Then he brings in his daddy, the kicking chicken, the golden shower, the golden eagle, and they run this Eagle Coalition bullshit. where Big Country's under a mask is Corporal Payne, Corporal Knight, some stupid shit. And then somehow I get suckered into being in this shit, even though I vehemently denied that I wanted to do it. I protested, but I done it for Jake. Like wearing a damn horse head when we brought the Mafia in. Like I said, go back and check out the Mafia episode. Fucking great. But then Jake and Nico get this idea of the Mafia. But I'm still with the chicken jack off gang. The Eagle's Nest, whatever you want to fucking call it. Eagle's Army, whatever it is. Well, I'm still with them, and I didn't know any way out of it. And Jake said, don't worry about it. We'll fucking get you out of it. And thank God he did. Well, so what I did with Country is, after he pissed off the entire locker room, I become the de facto guy in the locker room everybody came to because they knew I was tight with Jake. They knew me and Country hated each other. And I hope Big Country sees this shit. I really fucking do. Just so he knows what kind of a piece of shit I really think he is. The brain dead, retarded, dumb fuck. But that's not here nor there. Well, Jake, Nico, and me, we run through this Mafia stuff. And then the big dumbass decides, oh, me and my daddy are going to start a group. And this is where I don't really say I hate anybody, but I hate this motherfucker for this. Well, when they decide they're going to start a group, the dumb motherfuckers made a video. And it had a bunch of trucks and Confederate flags and all this sorts of shit on there. Well, anybody who knows me knows that I'm not the most moral person in the world. I tell some off-color jokes. I just have a good time. I don't say anything really offensive. Well, not racially offensive. Let's just say that. But these dumb motherfuckers, in the middle of the video, put a fucking Ku Klux Klan member and a cross burning in this fucking video. And it fucking blew up on our Facebook page. It was stupid. I mean, I got like 20 Facebook messages over, hey, do you see what this dumb motherfucker done? Some of the messages were from Big Dummy's sister, who, up until I said she screwed over more wrestlers. Wait, no, what did I say? She screwed more wrestlers than Vince McMahon. Until I made that comment, she didn't want anything to do with this dipshit. So, like I said, neither here nor there. Let's talk about Big Dummy. Well, I tell Jake about it. I send Jake the video. I said, Jake, we just got rid of one of Eagles' guys, Jackie Williams, who accused not only Jake, who, if anybody who knows Jake Sanders knows that Jake Sanders is not a racist. Billy Bell who owned the Gray Bell auction house where MRW was located at the time, is not a racist. Billy's actually one of the nicest guys you'll meet. You know. Then he accused Billy Starr, uh, Tommy Sawyer, rest in peace. He accused them of being racist because they have Confederate flags on their shirts at the time. Well, we just got finished dealing with that bullshit when Big Dumbass decided to put a fucking Klan member in a cross burning in a damn video for, I think the group's name was Southern Retribution or something. I can't remember. And then I started getting messages from Kyle Booth. Shout out to Kyle. Hope you see it. Love you, man. Josh Aronson. Zachary Blaine. Zach and Aronson were the Hill Street Society at the time. And a lot of other guys. I can't remember who all said they were done. Jackson, did you say you were going to be done? Please let me know. Because it's a bad look. Because these guys were getting booked every other place because they had talent. And Big Dumbass goes and does this and puts a black eye on not only MRW, but the talent that's associated with MRW. So we had to go into fucking full PR mode over this shit. And even one of my good friends, Anthony Hall, who went by Velvet Jones, shout out Velvet, love you, man. I need to be back on your TikTok soon. But even he had to chime in about it. And Velvet, heart of gold, love him to death. He even told Big Dumbass that he's not going to accept a phone call from him, that he'd have to meet him face to face so he can look into his eyes. So that eventually led to Big Dumbass leaving MRW after the Mafia came back, and we didn't miss him one bit. Because after that stunt, we went from having a couple hundred people in Gray Bell to next to nobody. He almost literally killed MRW before MRW was bought out. And for that, I have nothing good to say about him. Fuck him. Fuck Golden Eagle. The guy was his own worst enemy. He was a fucking mark for himself. Nobody really liked him in the back. He was a good wrestler. I can't say that about him, but as a human being, he's a piece of shit. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I do believe he is low-key racist. He never really apologized to me for what he had done. The only reason he did apologize for the video at all is because he wanted to bring in some of his guys from another company to come work. But I don't think that was going to work out anyway. Because he's a fucking mark for himself. I can't put that enough. I hate the bastard. I can honestly say that. But that's all I got to say about him, man. Please, if I have anything else to add about it, the guys that were there, please let me know. Till next time, have a great day.